What's up, guys? Welcome back to another action-packed episode here on AC Designs Garage, and today we got a subscriber request video like we do a lot of these. Had a couple guys wanting to know how to fix a dent DIY with hand tools with a hammer and a dolly. So we got our little test subject here, the 68 Camaro door, and we're going to show you how to fix a dent, hammer and dolly it out, block it down, make sure you got all the highs and lows, and show you how to read all that stuff. So we're going to get into that. Still just a skosh under the weather, but we're doing a little bit better. And also, towards the end of the video, I'm not telling you when, but you got to watch the whole video to find out. We had 66 entries for the Super Clean giveaway, and we're going to be announcing that somewhere towards the end. So make sure y'all stay tuned to the end and enjoy the show. All right, guys, today's test subject is going to be the ever-revolving, changing. We do tons of videos. This is the old 68 Camaro door that we've done all kind of abuse test on, and paint and cutting runs out and all this stuff. This is our go-to workhorse door here. So if you notice, right in this little area here, there's a dent. About right there. Well, maybe there's two there if you look just right. But it's not quite what I wanted. Okay, that hurts my soul, people. It really does. But now, as you guys can see, there's a dent in this door. Well, we're going to try to fix this dent. See how the lights are straight? You use them as a visual. And the PDR guys do this too, because if you watch, you'll see where the dent starts. Because these lights are straight, and the closer you get to the dent, is that not crazy how it bows? Look at that. So that's how you can use your light to see your dent also. But I will show you how to hammer that one out. I think there's a dent right in here. Yep, there's an Audi dent right there. I knew if we looked long enough, we'd find that dent right there. And that's an Audi dent. Not an any. It's an Audi. So we're going to show you how to fix an any. And we're going to show you how to fix an Audi. Look how the lights do. You just sit there and follow. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You can see the light shape is actually different as it comes up than it is when it goes in. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So today I'm going to show you how to get these dents out with the hammer dolly. We're going to block over it. Now this is not a paintless dent repair. This is you're going to have to put a little Bondo in it, a little bit of feel in it, and some high bill. But your goal is to put the least amount of mud in there, Bondo, whatever you want to call it, that you can. So we're going to show you how to get it close enough, maybe get it to the DA. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over here and look at the tools we're going to need. So here we go. So today's tools are very simple, guys. You're going to need you a good, this is an oldie goldie snap-on body hammer. And you can use the cheap ones like from Harbor Freight. You just need to finish them and get any nicks. This one needs to be refinished because these need to be polished, because when you hammer them, it works like a stamp, guys. It transfers it into it. Same way with the dollies. I call this my steel toe shoe dolly because it looks like a steel toe shoe. Anyway, this is one of my favorite ones. You got a radius this way, you got flat this way, you got round. You can do all kind of stuff. This is my all around. What you're going to want to do is, I'll go grab another dolly. But what you really want to do is you want to match that radius, the shape of the underside of the door, fender, whatever it is. And this is my Nike dolly. Now you see why. I'm a shoe guy. But yeah, this has got a nice radius. And what you want like to do is to match your radius with whatever you're working on. But the little one will work better. It's a little easier, not as heavy. It's got about, yeah, they're the same radius. This one's just longer. I like this one because it fits in your hand. You really don't need this one unless you're going to make your dents. No, but I'll show you how to use a ball peen just in case you don't, because you can use these for body hammers. You just got to be a little lighter on the touch because they're heavier. Also, like we use in every video, good old Durablock sanding block. This is some peel and stick 180 grit. I'm going to use it to show you where the dent actually extends to. We'll block across here. It'll show you where the dent is, how far out the low goes, because it probably goes all the way out to here, so we know how far to hammer and dolly. And on the Audi here, the Audi's a little easier to fix usually, as long as you don't overstretch. But we're going to show you how to do that. So let's get it set up. All right, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to slap this. I think it's 180. Yeah, P180. This is the Endasa. I like this type sandpaper, but you can use 80 or 180. I'm going to use 180 just because I got it here. And it'll give us a good road map. This is basically what this is a road map on how to move your dents around, because you don't want to stretch stuff. You start getting into stretching stuff, and what happens when you stretch basically is you're taking your dolly and your metal's laying right here in between it, and when you're hitting like that, you're actually making it bigger. It's like taking a piece of Play-Doh. I use that term a lot when working with metal. It's like Play-Doh. You squish it in your fingers. You take a round puck like this of Play-Doh and you squish it with your fingers in the middle, it gets bigger. Metal does the same way. Just think of this as squishing it with your fingers. And if you get your finger in the way on the hammer and dolly, you'll squish it with your finger and it'll get larger also. All right, first off, we're gonna find our area here. We know we got an outie, we got an innie. So we're gonna take this block. You can use a larger block if you want to, but we're gonna do the X pattern just like we're, working body work. And you're gonna see, but I'm gonna go ahead and mark with my finger just by roughly feeling. This right here is where I'm thinking that it's gonna be. Can y'all see my smudgy fingerprint there? I'm thinking that's about where it's gonna hit. So get over top of it, and we'll just do this way. We're kind of using the paint as a guide coat. I'm not trying to strip it or anything. I'm just trying to find the areas, lows and highs. All right, guys. Can y'all figure out where the low spot's at? Kind of jumps at you, don't you? So this is like a road map. So these here are going to be your least affected areas, and it just goes down. It's just like the Grand Canyon. So let's get it wiped off real quick. All right, guys, I'm going to link everything in the description box below like we always do. There's a little V down here on one of these corners where you can just click on it. It'll drop the description box down. These will be from my Amazon affiliate links. It don't cost you guys any extra. I make a very wee small amount off of it. It does help the channel out, but also helps you guys out in a place to find all this stuff. So if you want to go down there and scoop up something. Also, if you want any of the merch, shirt, hats, Shakemaster 4000, they're only available at www.acdesignsgarage.com, and I appreciate it. Here it is. We're going to give it a little clean off with the old spray way. We use this for everything. I love this stuff. It's kind of like a pre-clean. We're gonna get all this dust off here and stuff. We're gonna show you how to work this dent down. I'm gonna get me a piece of paper here or something and draw. We may just draw on here. Maybe that'll be easier. Let me get my paint marker. And I'm gonna show you how we're gonna attack this and where to place your dollies, where to hit your hammers and all this stuff. We're gonna call this the outer ring of the old Grand Canyon. It does have a little, come on thing. This right here is basically what it is. Give me some juice here. Paint marker about shot. Mark a dirty metal with it, I guess. Anyhow, all right, that's our outer ring. And this right here, of course, is the deepest point right there. So we're gonna work this thing from the outside in. We'll try this way first. I got a couple ways that I do this. Sometimes you can use your dolly and just hold your hand on it and bump up slightly. You got to watch. You don't want to create an outie and then you got too much material. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take this block. It's going to be like this, and we're going to put it underneath here. Basically, the block's going to sit like that. This is going to be it right here, up under the bottom. I'm just going to hold pressure on this at it'll be the highest point on the bottom. So really all the dolly is going to be touching is this center point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, it don't matter which direction, but I'm going to go this direction right here around and just keep spiraling our way in. We just keep going in and in and in to like that. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to keep, and you can move the dolly just a little bit if you need to, but this dent's small enough that I think we can work it like this. So all you're doing with this, you're not wanting to hear ping, ping. You don't want to just beat the far out of it. We're just going to be holding upward pressure like this and going around like that. And come in like that. Then we'll wipe all this mess off. We'll go back and block it and we'll see where we're at. So let me get y'all set up where you can see the best, and here we go. All right, get all your stuff off here. All right, remember we're gonna be holding upward pressure. And now we're gonna keep it flat. I like to use my finger like this to help. You're not whaling this thing. We're not trying to beat the mess. We're just masujiing it just a little bit. So here we go. We're gonna start out here and we're gonna corkscrew our way in till we get to the center. And we'll check it. We may have to do it again. We'll just go with the flow, guys. Not that hard. So just a little upward pressure. You're gonna be amazed when I block this, what that looks like now. All right, let's just block this stuff off. And it's gonna show any highs or lows. If it's got a high, it'll show up bare metal. Now you notice, see the ring out here, this out here used to be shiny. Well, we've moved that up. So now the dead center is the only thing that's not. So we're gonna do this something a little different. She's still a little low up in here. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do the reverse dolly method, like I said. We're gonna take this on the bottom and just bump. And we're gonna, you can run your hand across, you can look at the block. So this is a high spot. See how that's high? It's a little bit lower. So right in here, it's still a skosh low, and that's more low. So let's go in here and do this real quick. So all I'm doing, I'm gonna take this dolly here, and I'm going under here the same way through the hole. It's kind of hard to show you. Well, we'll try something here. I'll give you a little brief demonstration underneath so we can get it look right. Okay, basically, guys, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm right over at Dent. And I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna bump up and around. We're just gonna bump around like that with the dolly itself. And that's how we're doing it. It's kind of hard to show it. But you're just using the dolly as a hammer basically, but it's got a bigger face, so it's gonna do a better job. So what I'm basically gonna do, we're gonna be holding it with this face up here. And I'm just gonna be doing this. I'm gonna go around the dent. Like kind of like we did with the hammer, just this area here, just bop, 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 bop. My hand, and I'm gonna lay my hand up on here, kind of like a dolly to hold it. And you'll feel it bumping up. But that way, sometimes you can feel when this raises up. It's just all about the feel, guys. So here we go. All right, now let's get something. And all I did switch from the edge because I couldn't hold it. I was on an angle just like this, and I was just doing like that right there, just working it around. So now you'll start to get to where you can feel this stuff. So let's get something to start showing us our highs and lows real good. So we're gonna want to clean it again because we're gonna be using the Sharpie Big Dog here. We'll link these, the Sharpie Magnums. I love these. I saw Carl on Make It Custom use these a long time ago. Man, these things are a lifesaver. Instead of buying that Dykem tool layup die, what we can do is we can mark on this, it'll turn it all black. We block over it, we'll see our highs and lows. You do want it clean though. And I have learned these are not cheap. They're about $5, $6 a piece. Make sure you snap these lids on good. So, here's what we're gonna do. Check out that big Mondo dog. So you just basically, we're just going to take and scribble over this like this. We're going to let her dry for a second. And we'll get our block back out, go back over it, and it'll show us our highs and lows, just like guide coat. It's kind of like a metal worker's guide coat here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to block it. And you look right there, that little kidney bean right there, that's the only place that's still low. Now, truthfully, you could probably put a little mud on it, but we want to go a little further than this. That's pretty nice right there. So now that we've pinpointed our little spot, we're basically, I'm going to lay this dolly up here. We're going to go from the underside with the hammer and just slightly, you want it hitting flat, but just slightly bump it up. Just like I said, you ain't got to beat the mess out of it. But we're going to use the flat side of this just to raise that up just a little bit. Like I said, the key is don't get in a hurry and try to hit it too hard. Actually, it may be easier to do it reverse style because I can't get the handle in there. So we're going to use the hammer as the dolly. I'm just going to lay it up here, and we'll use the flat underneath and bump it up like that. Make sure. Now what we're going to do, we just got just a little hair more. Where's my block? I lost my block. Give her another check. I got a couple little high spots coming up. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to run my dolly like this on this angle up under here. And we're just going to go back to the center like we was. There's a million different ways to do this, guys. And all I'm doing is I was holding up on the bottom with this like before and just doing this number. It's getting pretty close. There ain't a hole about this big underneath there to really get in here too. So let's DA it off real quick and down to bare metal and see what we got. Most of the time I usually DA this stuff down to bare metal before I start working it, but I can feel it. You guys can't see it, so I left the paint on here so you guys could actually see the difference. So I'm going to DA this area down, then we'll put the Sharpie back on it and check her one more time. I forgot how many paint jobs is on here. Let me get something a little heavier duty. The old Durapeak paint stripper wheel. Best paint stripping tool in the world, I think. Tell you what, guys, them strippers work really good. I like them. I'm gonna tell you what, right here's where the dent was. Tell you what, guys, we got that thing pretty close. This dent knocking out is just taking your time. So we're gonna run over this with the 80 grit on the DA and just give us a good even surface. And then we'll put our marker on there again. We'll block across it just to see if there's any high or low spots. Guys, that's high build primer works right there. That fast, that easy. Just work it up, whatever dolly. It don't matter if you use the dolly as a hammer, use the hammer as a hammer, use the hammer as a dolly. It don't matter. It all works together. It just depends on what you can get in here. Like I said, if you're fixing a dent like this, it is good to block it like that with the paint on it just to see where your stuff's at, and then you can go grind all this before you start body working. Don't body work over something like that and don't strip it down, because when you're hammering a dolly, you're going to crack the subsurface or whatever you want to call it under here. Anyways, 80 grit, here we go. Blow this off like that. High build. I'd high build that all day long. Maybe a little bit of glaze like that, block it off, high build it, but we're gonna mark it up real good real quick. Just taking some dry Scotch shop towel and blow out my sandpaper. That's another trick, guys. Blow your sandpaper out. All right, about to forget. Y'all don't remind me. You gotta remind me. Where's the Magnum? All right, breaking out old Mr. Magnum PI here. The original is always the best. Little Tom Selleck edition here. How about that? You're a child of the 80s. That's what you watched. Yeah, this works like layout fluid basically. You can use this to scribe, lay a pattern. If you're like, if I was cutting the rusted piece out, which we'll show you before long, because we'll have the burb in here. But if I was cutting a patch out, I'd use that for a scribe. I'd lay my pattern down, take me a scribe, go around it. It'll give you a nice shiny line. You can see it. I don't know why I'm blowing up my hand. I got air hose. And that stuff dries real quick and it don't glob your panel up like that old that Dykem will, that machine's lap die. It'll goo your paper up real bad. All right, we're gonna take a block across here. Now this here is gonna show you like super duper imperfections, like stuff you can't even feel. Let's see, it's even picking up the scratch marks in where that stripper wheel left in it. So these imperfections you see here are not feelable. You can't feel. Now this one here you can barely feel. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bump this area up here. I'm just gonna take the dolly and give her a little dolly bump. What I do a lot of times, I'll peck the dolly around till I feel it hit my finger. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold down on each side of this. Get my DA off so it don't hit the ground. I can't afford to buy nothing. Or don't want to buy nothing anyway. Now that's a tick high now, I know that. Because I can feel it. So I bumped it up a little high, but you're good with that. See how it's hitting here and here? I know that's high. So now we can lay our dolly underneath it and just work it down. Just start at the top of the mountain and work your way down. Just beat it down like that, and it'll be good and flat. Flat enough for what we do. All right, we're gonna put that dolly right up under it. This part here is gonna be dead up under this, and we're gonna leave the dolly still, just a little upward pressure. Stop, don't get it carried away. It's a little high here. Now you can hear it, maybe, I don't know. Speaker mic ain't that good on this. So right here is a little high spot. So what I'm gonna do is, dolly's gonna be right here. I'll use Magnum PI to show you the edge of the dolly. Dolly's gonna be here. I'm gonna hammer right here. So that's underneath. I'm gonna hammer that down. It's called hammer off dolly. Find where I'm at. So if you know you're off when it sounds hollow like that, when you're on dolly, hear that ping, ping, ping? No ping, ping? Well, that's where we're at. So got it back there. Now I'm gonna wash back over the whole thing. That's pretty near good. Let's give her a quick DA-ing. Alright guys, she's looking pretty good. So it's still a little low right here in this little piece, but what you can do is you can take your wax and grease remover and put on it. And use it as like a, see how you can see it like a clear coat? It's got a couple little places right in there you can see, like right in here. It's hard to get the GoPro down where you can see, but it kind of helps you look down the side of it like the body work. And that looks pretty good, guys. I will say, if you look at the reflections of the building up in there and the door, like that piece right there, it's not jumping around like it was. That's pretty much gone, guys. All right, we got Mr. Audi here, not Audi, Audi. So we're gonna wipe off all this wax and grease. I'm gonna come over and find Mr. Audi here. He won't take near as long, because he's just like a... You see, that's the top of the mountain right there. Well, these are easier, I think. Because what we're going to do is, we're just going to go on the bottom with our flat one. Actually, we may be able to... Check the radius. We'll use this little round over piece here. We'll hold it right up under it. We're just going to work our way around and down with it. Just hold light pressure. Stop every now and then to feel. Feels like this area right in here is just a little high. So I'm gonna hammer off Dolly. So basically where the dolly's sitting right now is where it's gonna be underneath, and I'm gonna hammer down on that just lightly. Take light hits at a time. All right, see where she at. It's just a lot of back and forth, guys. You notice how that's getting bigger right there? I can't hardly feel it. Actually, that's a low spot. So we're gonna grind this back with the paint stripping wheel and nitpick it like we did this one here, and that'll probably be it, guys. Just want to give you a couple of different variations on how to do this. All right, right there is where the little dent was, so we're gonna cover a vast area there. Now, see where we're at. Put a new piece of sandpaper on. All right, guys, you see where this area here is high? So we're gonna do a hammer off dolly. So that means we're not gonna be hitting on it, because you don't want to hit this and stretch it more. It's gonna get bigger and it'll start oil canning real bad. And maybe next week, if you guys want to see how to fix oil can, we'll come back and we'll overwork this area here to where oil cans, you can't even touch it, just pops up and down, and I'll show you how to fix that. So drop in the comments below if you'd like to see how to fix oil cans and stuff. Anyways, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna be hitting on the high spot, which is this area right here. That's gonna be the hammer. But the dolly is gonna be over here. And that's hammer off a dolly. So basically, like if this was the hammer, this was the dolly, I'm hammering down, kind of pushing down, wanting to tweak up like that is what we're kind of doing. Sometimes this stuff's hard to explain, guys. I hope I ain't sounding too childish with it, but I wanna make sure you get what we're saying. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this flat piece right here up against this edge, and I'm hammering over here on the high spot. So basically all I'm doing is I'm holding this metal up as I'm beating that down, pretty much. Let's see, just a little bit of time. Don't overwork it. Now that we got that down, now that's a little low spot now. Now we've done what we wanted. We got that down, we got it down just a little much. So I may be able to hand bump with the dolly right through here. Just lightly. If you notice how that black's going away, these are still low spots right here. Basically, you're just chasing these. It's called pecking and filing, but I'm not filing, I'm using sandpaper. So we'll file this. Like all that. Can you see that spot? I don't know if I can get the hammer in it. I'll probably try to hold, since this is a high spot right here, I'm gonna hold the hammer right here, and I'm gonna try to beat this side up where it's black. That's the low side. So, I'm just gonna hold the, oh good, you guys can see it. Just holding pressure down on it right there, and I'm hitting up with the dolly. And we're just beating up like that with it. Sometimes you can take this, you don't want to get too carried away. You're just wanting to move it, not put dents in it. All right. If you notice, that didn't throw sparks, so that didn't do nothing. It heats it up just a little bit. I was just moving this around as I go. As you learn, the more you do, you'll be able to follow underneath with this. And we're just lightly pecking like that. Man, that's pretty nice right there. I may wash over the whole thing real quick with that grinder and see what we got. All right, guys, that's pretty good. We're gonna run some wax and grease over it just to give it a sheen there. Let that run off, and we'll see what kind of reflection we got going here. But if you look at the reflection there in the, if you can see it or not. Yeah, you can kind of see the door reflection right there at the frame and stuff. Just kind of watch that frame, those lines up and down, and just use it to run across your piece right here, and that looks pretty near good, I think, guys. Not a ding one. A lot of guys will finish them in 36 grit, and 36 grit will look good, but it will feel horrible, and it's not fixed. This here is very muddable to get pretty straight, I think. Yeah, guys, that's how you fix a dent, really easy, and it was a pretty decent sized dent because I whaled the mess out of them. Like I said, we had the Audi over here and the Innie, and they ain't nothing. So I think you guys can do it. It's just a little, it's hard to really explain. It's a lot of hands-on feeling type stuff. But if you got a low spot, you want to support the upper and bring the bottom up. If you got a high spot, you want to support the bottom and take the top down without doing hammer on dolly. Just remember, anytime you're hitting hard hammer on dolly, you're stretching and it's making too much material in one area. And I'll show you on this maybe next week if you guys want to. See, it's good and firm. It ain't oil cannon at all. It's got just a wee, you gotta really push on it to get it to do it. We can overwork this. I may show you that next week. If you want to see a video on that, we can overwork it and show you how to heat shrink it with a torch and bring it on down. But yeah, I think this has been a successful thing. So I'll leave this door in here. We're gonna leave it bare metal, and I'll set it over in the corner. That way we can save it for next week if y'all want to see that. All right, guys, for the time y'all been waiting for, who gonna win that awesome super clean package? So what you're gonna do is, I'm gonna go on here, I'm gonna telegraph here, my old black box, and get one of them random number generators, and we got all y'all's 66 names. Y'all got some wild, and some of these are long. Y'all got some long names. But we went through like 100 and some comments, but there was 66 of you done what you're supposed to and asked you want some Super Clean. I appreciate that. I hope you guys appreciate this. And tell Super Clean thank you and all that stuff. But fun playing along and giving back to you guys and stuff. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do the random number generator on the old black box. I'm going to do the number because I wasn't putting all these names in. And I'm just going to get out there, and whoever's number lines up with this is who's going to win it. And I'll show it on here and I'll print it on the screen and stuff. But all you got to do is just email me your address and I'll give it to Super Clean and they'll send it right to your house. You ain't got to pay nothing. You ain't got to do nothing. It's free. Everybody wins. And I appreciate it, guys. You guys are great. We're going to keep doing some more of this stuff. So make sure there's 66 names. So we got a number generator. So I'm going to let y'all look at this as I do it, so y'all don't think I'm being trifling or something. Number generator. So here we go. Generate. Number 66. That's crazy. Let's see who number 66 was. Number 66, who won? Y'all don't know who 66 is, do you? Dad's Mopar Garage. That's who won. Dad's Mopar Garage. You're going to get you some free Super Clean stuff sent to your house. I hope you enjoy it. I hope the rest of you guys enjoy it. We're going to try to get some more companies, see if we can do more stuff like this. It's pretty fun. I want to try to get some of you guys in Canada and international. We're working on it, guys. I'm sorry it's taking so long. Just everything's so weird and it costs so much. But we're going to try to get you because you guys support the channel just as much as everybody else, and y'all deserve something too. So we're going to try to get the Shake Masters to Canada and maybe a few, I'd like to do Australia, New Zealand, UK. A lot of you guys are such great supporters, so I want to try to help you out. So we're going to see what we can do in the first of the year, so be looking for that. But yeah, Dad's Mopar Garage. Email me at acdgmerch@gmail.com. acdgmerch@gmail.com. And email me your address and we'll get that on the Super Clean and they'll send it factory direct, guys. Factory direct. So yeah, guys, that was super fun. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Let me know if y'all enjoyed it or not. If y'all would like to see some more stuff like that, giving back to you guys. As soon as we hit the 100,000, I'm hoarding up a bunch of stuff. We're going to give that stuff away and trying to figure out a way, like I said, with the international stuff. We may email you an Amazon gift card for the amount of stuff that we have here if somebody international wins. I don't know. I got to find somebody smarter than that. I'm just an old painter. But anywho, I want to show you something real quick before we get off here. Y'all wanted to know, check it out. Y'all see all them boxes over there? That is the 14 by 26 canvas tent, temporary but probably permanent paint booth. It'll be going up as soon as we get our ground prep for it. That's everything, and we'll definitely make a video on that. So hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all learned something. Thank y'all for all supporting all the good stuff and the comments. Y'all guys are awesome buying everything. And remember, be kind to one another. Jesus loves, so do we. God bless. We gone.